Hey everyone, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com, and today I am so excited to share with you our DIY camper's new kitchen. Welcome back to my channel again. Today I'm back in our shop with our camper here. We're just finishing up some things, so we're trying to keep it out of the rain. A few days ago I shared with you how I reupholstered our dinette cushions, and today I am so excited to show you guys our new camper's kitchen. So you might have seen a few weeks ago how I started painting the cabinets. They were that dated honey oak color. So I'm gonna give you a more involved tutorial on that process today, plus show you what our kitchen looked like before and what it looks like now. And I think it's a really big difference on a small budget. I think you guys will really like it. So let's get started.
Here's what our DIY camper's kitchen looked like before. It's your typical early 90s honey oak kitchen. The oven and the stove were actually in really good condition, and I liked the color of them, the black, so we are just leaving those as is. The window coverings and the cornice boards are quite dated, so I am changing those out, as well as the hardware on the cabinets was dated as well. The sink is actually in pretty good condition, so we're just keeping that, and the fridge works too, so it just needs a little bit of a paint job. First things first, I ripped down that dated window covering. I took the blinds out as well because I wanted to replace those with blackout blinds. Then I removed all of the doors off of the cupboards, and I just made sure to label them with some painter's tape so I knew where they went. Next, I took a drill and I removed all of the hardware off of all of the cabinets. This is a rather annoying step, but it's definitely worth it if you want a professional looking paint job on your cabinets. I also removed all of the handles off all of the doors because I knew that replacing those would be cheap and it would make a huge difference to the look of the kitchen. I laid all of the doors out on some painter's cloth in our ventilated shop, and just make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area when you're doing something like this. I used this crud cutter gloss off instead of sanding, and it worked really well to prep the surface of my honey oak cabinets, so it just roughens them up and gets them prepared for paint. Then I took some Kills Original Primer. This is an oil-based primer, so it's really gross to work with, sticky and stinky, and you should make sure you have proper ventilation when you use this, but it gives the surface of your cabinets a really good base so that that paint really sticks, your finished coat of paint. I use the same primer on all of the walls and all of the cupboards in our DIY camper. And again, just make sure everything's really well ventilated and that you're rolling it on with a foam roller and the little details with a brush. So I did all the backs of the cabinets with the primer, and then I flipped them over when they were dry and did the fronts. Again, doing the little details with a brush and then finishing them off with a foam roller because I just like the smoothness of the finish of the foam roller. There's all the cupboard doors primed, and you need to make sure everything is thoroughly dry. Meanwhile, I was doing the cupboard bases inside the camper as I was doing the doors. So pretty much the exact same steps. So that gloss off sander, the primer, and then the paint as well. So this took a really long time, but definitely worth it. Next, I took some regular latex paint. I'm using a gloss finish paint, just some leftovers from a project I had. Painted the backs of all the cabinets, flipped them over, propped them on some pop cans, and then painted the sides and the front, doing the detail work with a brush and then the rest of the work with a foam roller. You can prop them up on some wood or some cans or whatever you have, just so that they dry really nicely without sticking to your drop cloth. I think one of the really important things when painting cabinets and cabinet doors is to make sure you let everything dry the proper amount of time. So I decided to paint the upper cabinet doors white and the lowers black. Next, I'm using oil rubbed bronze paint. This is my favorite Rust-Oleum brand, and I painted all of the hinges and even all the screws for all the cupboards in this color to make them all look consistent. And I also bought some new handles in oil rubbed bronze, and here Little Bee is helping me install them onto the doors. This was really cheap, and it makes a huge difference in updating the cabinets. So here's how it looked inside the trailer as I was working on the outside of the trailer. And once all of the doors are back onto the cupboards, make sure to finish everything off with a coat of Varathane. So I love this Varathane because it makes sure the surface is nice and hard and smooth so your paint does not chip off. For those little holes that had just fabric inserted, I decided to buy this decorative aluminum and cut it to size. And then I used this beautiful copper rose Rust-Oleum spray painted them in this color just to add a little bit of warmth and interest to my black and white kitchen. And then once those were all spray painted this copper rose color and they dried, I simply stapled them in place in those little holes that were in the cabinets that had no doors. So that just gave my kitchen and the cabinets in the trailer just a little bit of extra interest and updated them a little bit as well. Next, I took some smart tiles. These are just like stickers, basically. They're vinyl sticker, sticky back tile. These are the best quality ones that I've tried. I'll leave a link in the description box below. And you just really have to make sure your surface is cleaned and prepped. You just cut them to size with a straight edge and scissors or a knife. Then you peel off the backing and stick them in place. And I think this made a really beautiful looking backsplash in our camper for a relatively inexpensive cost. Then I found some blackout blinds. These ones are from IKEA, and I mounted them underneath the cupboards over our windows. When we went camping the first time with our half-done trailer, we definitely needed blackout blinds, so I installed these. I also took this contact paper and I applied it to the tops of our counters. I'm not sure how this will wear, but it's really easy to remove if we don't like it, and I just think it makes the counters look really clean and updated, and it was just a fun addition to our kitchen. Finally, my husband, who is an electrician by trade, which is so handy, installed some new lights that we found, some LED lights we found on Amazon in the trailer. And here is our DIY camper's finished kitchen. I think it looks so different from the old kitchen. It's so updated, and I really didn't spend that much at all. I used lots of paint that I had on hand. I used the Smart Tiles tile, some Rust-Oleum spray paint. That wall on the left is simply wallpaper from Home Depot. These rods here are from IKEA, and we hang some servingware and cups on them. And then the contact paper countertops I think are a really fun touch. I think you can really update any kitchen with paint and some new hardware. Not that expensive. I won't lie, it is a ton of work, but I think all of the blood, sweat, and tears is definitely worth it. And this kitchen looks like a whole new kitchen.
Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed our camper reveal. Please let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of our camper's kitchen is. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel for more DIY and decor ideas. Thanks again guys for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye.